Hey everybody! Yes, I am still blonde, and surprise surprise, I'm going to be talking about Portugal today. I make a lot of videos about Portugal on my channel, and that's not a coincidence. I lived there for 3 years, and I consider it basically my second home. That being said, Portugal right now is kind of hot. It's a very trendy tourist destination. There's no other way to get around it. It doesn't take very many clicks around travel websites to find articles about Portugal as Europe's best kept secret in travel, or the top new tourist destination that you've never heard of. This is a stark contrast to 2012 when I first moved to Portugal, fell in love with it, and then wanted to move there more permanently. After that, when I went back to the United States, I would rant and rave about how fantastic Portugal is and how everybody should visit it if they're going to Europe. And mostly the reactions that I would get were along the lines of, well, it's not that interesting, or I think I'd rather go to Spain first. It turns out that 5 years later, a lot of things have changed, and most of my friends that are going to Europe are hitting me up for advice about what they should see and do in Lisbon and elsewhere in Portugal. I'm not complaining about that, but I am saying that I see y'all. However, there's very good reason to visit Portugal. Portugal has a lot of things to do, whether it's sunbathing on the beaches of the Algarve or taking boat tours in the Douro in the north. You can also try port wine in Porto, which is the city that it comes from, or see all of the things that Portugal's capital in Lisbon has to offer. There's quite a lot to do around the whole country. But there's just one more thing that I wanted to mention about Portugal being hot, because Portugal this year is literally hot. There have been wildfires raging across the country at various times this summer, which is something that happens every year, just as it does in a lot of Mediterranean climates. Forest fires in Portugal tend to be a little bit worse than they are even in neighboring Spain and other Mediterranean climates for a whole bunch of reasons that I am not the kind of scientist to be able to describe. However, as most of the Portuguese people watching my channel will know, this year has been particularly tragic. Recently in the town of Pedrógão Grande, 64 people lost their lives and hundreds of others were either injured or displaced because of a particularly bad forest fire that happened there. I think it goes without saying then that Portuguese firefighters need all the help that they can get. Because of that, I'm going to leave some links in the description box if you're interested in learning more about what happened and things that you can do to help out. Really, it's just a little bit of important food for thought while you're planning out your next destination vacation in one of Europe's trendiest corners. That's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and you might think about subscribing to my channel if you're not already. I make videos on my channel about food, culture, and the Portuguese language, so you can click around there and find all of those, including in the eye above, and I will see you next time.